Building. Vader Games is in the building. Gonna let the room fill up for a little bit. It's a special broadcast tonight. This broadcast, it's an annual thing. It's an annual thing that Vader Games does, and it's all around FIFA 19, and it's a breakdown of the teams and the players, mainly looking at the super teams. All right, I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of messages. A lot of inquiries to Vader Games asking me, who are the super teams this year? Who are the teams to watch out for? Where are the majority of the players online? Where are they going to be? Who are they going to be using? So what I like to do every year is break down the super teams, because there's always a lot of controversy. There's always a lot of talks on which teams are the super teams. So I'm going to be giving my annual breakdown of the super teams. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Like I said, I'm going to let the room let the room fill up a little bit. If you're new to the channel, hit that follow button. Help me build this channel. Let's go with it. Let me get things going right now. And a lot of players need to get the warning right now. They need to get the warning because a lot of things are gonna be broken down tonight. And I think a few players are gonna be upset with the conclusions that I'll have tonight. But that being said, this stream's gonna have a lot of information on the screen. I'm really looking forward to having the team breakdown on the screen, like the actual teams that you're gonna be seeing right now. I also want to make sure that you're able to see some of the added detail that I did on the back end to be able to have my information. All right. So right off from the jump, if you're new to the channel, hit that follow button. As you're listening right now, let me know how the levels. Let me know how good the levels are right now. I want to make sure that my mic is nice and rice. I want to make sure my mic is rice right now, and I want to make sure that my sound in terms of music isn't too loud, but at the same time not too low. Just trying to find that sweet spot. You know what I'm saying? So let's get that going. And thanks everyone for tuning in so early as well, man. It's going to be a special broadcast. I'm going to be doing this for probably another 15-20 minutes. And then I'm going to go straight into gaming. There's going to be few special players online tonight in terms of like it being well coordinated. So Game Toronto's supposed to be online, getting some games in. School's in, a vet supposed to be online tonight. I think Migs might be online. Possibly the partner channel. A-Blaze might be online, although it's not 100%. But I'm sure when he sees all these guys playing, he's going to want to get online. Alright. Yo, Young Bruce, what it do? What it do? Respect for tuning in, man. Respect for tuning in. Yo, trust me. Alright. This is always a special broadcast, as you know, Young Bruce, as I start breaking down the super teams. And what I'm going to do, a little unique this year, is I'm going to move my... I'm going to minimize that. Actually, I'm going to have to leave that open. Alright. Yo, Jared, what it do? Thanks for tuning in, man. Special broadcast, really short and sweet. I'm going to talk about the super teams for FIFA 19. Some of you may already know this information because you put your homework in, and you want to make sure that if you're not a fanboy team, you probably was doing your homework so that you can find the strongest team in the game to be able to use them. I'm a fanboy team. I've been a fanboy team for a very long time. So Man City is a team by default that I'm going to use. But not every player is like that. So hopefully you guys find this information helpful. All right. Right off the jump, I'm going to tell you where I source my information. All right. And I messed that up. I messed that up. All right.
Blessed don't see man bless. Just me impress. That's all I expect. Then I watch TV in the X. They know, off my flow. Move to the ladies slow. Ladies know. Quarter past 4. Meet me at the condo. It get no.
Clock keep ticking, no ice.
Jam, sit with jam.
Ain't giving
Yes,
up.
I want. Think one time up. Shana, at the middle of the room or in a corner.
One life to live, but that's why me I go hard. Tomorrow no promise, so me not turn on me heart. Man live without limit. Man in it to win it. Live without limit. Yeah. Wanna do to them in a show about tomorrow. So me go hard up, no for we no know. Only you can stop. I know. So why should I be afraid? My foot's already dead. No, I won't live in fear. There's a greater reason I'm here. I want life to live, but that's when me I go hard. Yeah. Tomorrow no promise, so me no turn on me heart. Man live without limit. Man in it to win it. Live without limit. Yeah.
I know. Lord God, when me do them, me not too sure. I must see few to them once the youth poor. Me fresh like some open a new store. Me drive down and open the 2 door. Me fly past them, I set a new score. You set a bad mind, go dig the food more. Y'all see me and broke out like few sore. Hello. Me ears a ring them, call me name again. I know. Ears a ring them, call me name again. I know. Just how we living, thanks how we giving when we step out, we blinging, man I tell her that's straight. Just how we living, thanks how we giving when we step out, we blinging, man I tell her that's straight. Me not know about
All right, how's that? All right, let me back that up, bro. Let me back that up, Jared. Yo, respect for tuning in, man. You always got my back, man. Pause. You always got my back. Okay. So what I was saying is the thing that I sourced right from the jump was the EA FIFA 19 website. All right, I checked it out, and that's where I compiled all my information. Okay. In addition to that, I also went in the game, EA Sports. I went in the game and I checked out the teams individually. So right from the jump, what you're gonna see here are the top 10 players, and the top 10 player within the top 10, the 10th ranked player is Kraus. Okay, Kraus is a beast. I don't even have to explain that player, but he's 10, and we know who he plays for. All right, plays for Real. At number 9, we got De Gea. All right, and he's number 9. Wicked goalie for Man U. I'm going to breeze through these pretty quickly. We got Suarez at 91. Oh my goodness, playing for Barca. Okay. We got Sergio Ramos, a beast at defense. Again, playing for Real. That's 2 players for Real. We got Hazard playing phenomenal soccer. Okay. 91 ranked. And he's playing for Chelsea. Kevin De Bruyne, he's a beast. Man City, that's my fan team. He's a beast. He's hurt in real life as he's playing, but he's there right now. He's playing big soccer. Man City. Modric, don't have to say anything else, right? Don't have to say anything else. That guy's a top midfielder. Again, 3rd player for Real Madrid. Okay. Neymar, beast of a striker, plays for PSG. First mention of PSG. And then we got number 2, Messi, no surprise, Barcelona. That guy does his thing. Messi does his thing. He's number 2. And if Messi's number 2, we know who's number 1. Cristiano Ronaldo. If in past years, he would have been on Real Madrid. And as a result, that would have been 4 players. There would have been 4 players in the top 10 on one squad. So right from the jump, I would have told you within the top 10 rankings, I'm giving Real Madrid a super team label right from the jump. They would have had 4 players in the top 10. That would have been a super team. Easy. Okay. Now, another thing that we can do is go through the top 20, top 30, top 40, top 50. Let me tell you guys, when I first started doing the super team breakdown, because everyone was just slide dissing other players about, yo, the only reason why you're nice is because you got a super team. And they would say like the next guy, the only reason why you're nice is because you got a super team, or the only reason why I lost is because I got a less star team, all that kind of stuff, right? So just to put that all to rest, because men's were having the conversation about what teams were doing in real life and what teams were doing in the game. And I'm strictly dealing with what players are doing within the game, like the ratings within the game. Because real life players can go on a wicked streak and do really big, have really big wins. Players like going on crazy consecutive scoring runs and things of that nature, but it doesn't really translate in the game. So what I wanted to reflect was the teams that were the best based off how EA designed them. All right. Yo, thanks for all the messages, viewers. I'm breaking it down. Young Bruce revs PSG. He's been PSG for a minute now. I think he saw the writing on the wall where some of these players were going, or he just didn't want. Actually, I think he might have switched. In all honesty, I think young Bruce did switch teams because he didn't want the Barca talks anymore. He was catching a lot of flack for using Barca and having his success, and I think he was like, yo, I'm gonna go to PSG. Mind you, when he went to PSG, the team was still ridiculous with Ibrahimovic there at the time and Cavani, but nonetheless, he moved over, and now they're even sicker. All right, so similar to myself being on Man City before Man City was Man City, young Bruce being with PSG before PSG was like spending the crazy money and getting the players that they got. I can't hate on him. All right. Okay, so I'm going to quickly move on to the top 20. Top 20. Let's go through here. Live. All right. Check this out. Not even in the top 10. Aguero's a beast, though. He's a beast. But we got Aguero, Man City player. There's a second Man City player that I'm going to mention right now. We got Cellini, Juventus. Juventus has a lot of great players at defense. Griezmann, he's ridiculous. He's like, they have him rated better than Aguero. So you know this guy's nasty in the game. So Atletico. Kane is nasty. Spurs. First mention for Spurs and Atletico. Conte runs all day, tracks everything. And he's a second mention for Chelsea. Oh, Black, man. That guy's nasty. That's why Atletico is so sick, because defensively their attack is good too, but even their goalie's right up there, right? So I'm going through these players right now, and he's ranked 15. Courtois, another goalie, used to be with Chelsea. Now he's over at Real Madrid. So Real Madrid is stacked again. So this is the fourth player mentioned for Real Madrid. No surprise, I'm considering Real Madrid a super team. Gooden, Atletico again. That guy's a really good player. Near Bayern. I'm gonna be talking about Bayern a lot tonight, but that's a sick goalie over there. Lewandowski, Bayern. Got Lewandowski at number 11. Okay, so that's a top 20. Okay, you kind of see where things are going right now in terms of how these players are ranked. Now, what I did in terms of my first super team breakdown, going way back, because the info that I had to source was, again, off the EA site, and it provided the top 50 players. So I actually determined my super teams based off the top 50, the number of players that were in the top 50. The past 2 years, EA has expanded that ranking to the top 100. So with more data, with more information, I've expanded and I've had more data points to insert into my breakdown. So as a result, the past few years I've been using the top 100 players. So I'm going to continue to do that. But what I'm going to show you really quickly, let me transition here. All right, so I'm going to show you, obviously, full screen of the teams right here. But what I'm going to coordinate is hopefully I can have everything on one screen. Let's see if I can do that. We got that. We got that. Oh. This, how do I do this actually? Oh, let me click in here.
Cut off all of me enemies there. All of me enemies there. Cause them claim
There we go.
them no need me, but I will not need them. So we cut all of me enemies.
I'm playing some tunes.
All of me enemies there. Them claims that I demand it.
No, Jared, there's not going to be no leads player on my breakdown, unfortunately. But you know what the good thing is about that? Is that you know that you're not using a super team. So the men's that you slap up, it's pure skill. All right? Be pure skill. Okay. But what I have here on screen will be the team breakdown. I'm also going to have, we're going to be sourcing the site. And then I think I can also give you guys, how do I do that? No, I don't want that. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, where is it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Hold on. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna jump around between these two cams right here. Okay. So I'm gonna jump to this one. You guys saw the breakdown that I did with the top 100. Okay. You saw the breakdown that I provide you with the top 20. All right. Right off from the jump, as you can see from the top 20, the team that's leading with the most players is Real Madrid with 4. Atletico Madrid's got 3. Man City's only got 2. Chelsea's only got 2. Man U's only got 1. Juventus has 2. Barca has 2. All right. So based off the top 20, it's very close. There's a lot of good teams in the game this year. A lot of good teams. Top 30. Okay. Top 30 is kind of nasty too because it's got more players added to it. You can see Juventus now has 3. You can see Barca now has 4. Okay, PSG still has 2, or PSG has 2 now with the addition of Cavani. Real Madrid went from 1, 2, 3, 4 to now 6 in the top 30. Man City's got 3 now in the top 30. Chelsea remains at 2. Man U at 1. Bayern Munich now at 3. Atletico has 3 in the top 30. Tottenham now have 2 in the top 30. And Liverpool now have 1 in the top 30 with Salah. All right. Top 40, no change to no change to Juventus. Barcelona, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players now in the top 40. PSG now has 3 with the addition of Buffon. Oh man, Buffon's on that team too. I forgot about that. That guy's a beast. So they're going to be scoring goals and going to have a chance to stop a lot of goals because of Buffon. Real Madrid, look at this. It's starting to add up now, viewers. You see this. You see this. The top 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 players in the top 40 for Real Madrid. I told you right off from the jump, Real Madrid's a super team. I know Christian left, but that team is still stacked. Real Madrid is still stacked. They don't have the absolute best player in the game, which Cristiano Ronaldo is, an absolute game changer, but they're still a very good team, and they make up for it. Man City now, within the top 40, nothing's changed. So they still have three players, since being 3 players in the top 30, to still having 3 players in the top 40. Chelsea remains at 2. Now, Man U now has 2 players in the top 40 with the addition of Pogba at 33. Bayern Munich, 1, 2, 3, 4 players in the top 40. All right. Atletico Madrid have 3, remain at 3. Tottenham now have an addition, so there are 3 players in the top 40 with Eriksen. Liverpool remains the same. Milan, we got Milan now with Higuain. Inter now has a player in Samir. Napoli rounding that out with Insigne. I'm probably butchering his name. All right, let me see what the viewers are saying real quick. Let me see what the viewers are saying real quick. Yo, Jared, we got some good questions, man. But that's what I'm saying. Like real life, and then gameplay is crazy. It's crazy, and that's why we can't have those battle talks with people talking about real life and game. I get it. Get it how teams are going to be playing some phenomenal soccer. Even last year, like systematically, Man City was tearing up the EPL. But then, and this is tearing up the EPL, but then having to manage with the EPL and then the Champions League obviously fell short and actually got beat out by Liverpool. But if you're going to say based off of on paper, you wouldn't say that Liverpool had a better team. You would say Man City had a better team. But actually playing really good soccer, Liverpool had a really good game plan and played really well against Man City. But in terms of ratings, those teams shouldn't have been so different within the game, is all I'm saying. All right, so we're going to get to the top 50. This is how I used to base my super teams last year. Okay, so I'm going to give you the Vader Games typical super team breakdown. All right, viewers, it's the Vader Games typical super team breakdown. Let me actually move this real quick. So it doesn't need to be on. All right. Okay. So the top 50, we've got Juventus only has 3 players in the top 50, guys. Based off of my determination of the super team, I wouldn't have said. I'm not saying that Juventus is a super team. Using the top 50. Now we look at the top 50 and we now look at Barcelona. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 players in the top 50. That's a super team. Barcelona is a super team. Vader Games, special, super team breakdown, broadcast. Barcelona is a super team. All right? If that's a surprise to you guys, let me know. But Barcelona is a super team. Following Barca, we got PSG with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. 5 players in the top 50. PSG is a super team. PSG is a super team. My criteria of the top 50 were 5 players or more within the top 50. PSG is that. They've got 5 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And look at these players, viewers. Look at these players. Neymar, Cavani, Buffon, Silva, Mbappe. Those guys are in the top 50. They're a super team. I know it's tough to see in here, but based off of my top 50 breakdown, PSG would have been considered a super team. They've made some great acquisitions this year. They acquired some really good players this year. Real Madrid. I told you guys from the jump, Real Madrid is going to be a super team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 players in the top 50. Real Madrid is a super team. Okay? If you guys disagree with me, let me know. Let me know. What are you telling me, young Bruce? What do you mean? What are you calling out players for? What are you calling out those players for? You tell me the players you're mentioning aren't good? They're absolutely good. They're not top 50 though. They're not top 50. All right. So we got Man City in the top 50. Man City in the top 50. We've got 3 players. Kevin De Bruyne, 5. Crazy ranking. Aguero, 20th. I think it should be better than that, but amazing ranking. Silva, 24th. Again, 3 players in the top 50. They're not a super team. Based off of how I break down super teams. Okay, my criteria was top 50 because again, with the top 50, you're analyzing the best. So like, again, I tell you guys this all the time. Like, it's not to be super. It shouldn't be shared with a lot of people. Being super is a really small selection. It's a small group. Okay. Cream rises to the top. It's not for everybody. I'm playing some tunes. Chelsea only has 2 players in the top 50. They're not a super team. Very good team. They're not a super team. We got Man U, 3 players in the top 50. We got one of the best goalies, Pogba, one of the best midfielders, and Lukaku, one of the best strikers. But they're not a super team. Now look at this, guys. Look at this. Bayern Munich. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bayern Munich is in transition right now. Based off of how I broke down super teams. Believe it, guys. Believe it. Bayern Munich is not a super team. Based off of how I break down super teams, Bayern Munich is not a super team. That's crazy, right? But again, to be super, you gotta have like the pocket of the best. Okay? Atletico Madrid, 3 players in the top 50. not considered a super team. Ooh, the Spurs. Now this would have been funny, viewers, if the Spurs had 5 players in the top 50. They have 4. Okay, Kane, Lauris, Eriksson, and Jan. I'm not going to butcher his last name. All right, 4 players in the top 50. The Spurs are going to be a very good team this year. Real life, I don't know. I don't know what could happen with the mental, all the decisions based off the manager. But player stats, how they're coded in the game. Spurs are a very good team. You should see more of them online. Okay, Liverpool only have 1 player in the top 50, not a super team. Milan, again, 1 player. Inter, 1 player. Napoli, 2 players. Iniesta, still at his age, still top 50 where he plays, not a super team. Yo, Game Toronto, thanks for tuning in, man. You probably caught it late, but based off of my super team breakdown, considering the top 50, I'm going to scroll back up. Juventus only has 3 players in the top 50. I would not consider them a super team. Now, as I told you guys from the jump, I know you guys probably think this is like crazy controversial. Vader's not making any damn sense. How's he going to look at all this information and determine that there's no super team? Like I told you guys, I only had 50 players to compare. So in past years, when I would determine a super team, that's what I would look at. I got a lot of flack from other players telling me I need to consider more information. I need to look at other things. But they themselves couldn't give me that information. I said I need facts. I need data. I need data, however you say it. I need numbers. I need ones and zeros. Okay? Now in 2019, we have that information. Okay? We have the top 100. We have it available. All right? And because we have that available, why did I do that? We can actually source it. As you can see here, you can look at the top 30, top 40, top 60, top 80, top 100. Okay? So I use this information. I pulled everything from here, viewers. I pulled everything from here and then compiled it on this list that I'm going to share with you guys right now. And when you see this list, I think it's going to be very telling to know which teams you're going to want to source to match up against other teams, and which teams you're just going to have to be mad nice with your game. And when I say be mad nice, you're going to want to be like me in terms of being a skill champion. You want to know the skills defensively, offensively, passing, crossing, dribbling. You're going to want all that into your mix if you're going to be playing with a lesser team. All right. So I use this information right here, viewers. I use this to make this list, and let me show you. So the FIFA 19 Super Team Vader Game special broadcast. We're almost done. We're going to go through in fine detail the top 100 teams. Okay, and I'm also going to have the teams on screen right now. And the reason why Juventus is on the screen is because of that man right there, Cristiano Ronaldo. He was the #1 player, so that's where I'm going to start with. All right. Now let me scroll. Look at this. Look at all the information that was compiled here, viewers. I had my intern pull this for me, so I can't take full credit for this. But now here we are, top 100. Top 100. Top 100. All right. So let's look at this. Top 100 players in the league. How many players in the top 100 are on Juventus? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 players in the top 100 are on Juventus's team. Now, with that being said, and looking at this team in detail, you've got the lowest ranked player. This is by default. I didn't change anything here. So the lowest ranked player based off of the default is an 81 at defense. They got 86, 86, 84, 84, 84, 82, 80 on the bench. This team is a very, 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 very good team. I think based off of the top 100, if we're going to determine super teams, and then we're going to actually look at their rankings per player, not just the fact that there's 100, they have players within top 100, but how those players are actually ranked. We're going to have to consider Juventus on that bubble of super teams now with more information. Okay, Juventus, one of the better teams in the game, and again, a lot of people are going to gravitate Juventus because of that one man right there. That one man right there, Cristiano Ronaldo. It's disgusting. Okay, they made him way too fast with 89 speed. They made him way too fast with 91 sprint speed. Sorry, acceleration 89. And all his stats are off the charts. All the stats. There's no flaw to this guy's game. Even that 28 marking, it's more like an 80 in the game from what I've been seeing. And that's no joke. That's no joke. All right, so based off the added information, Juventus, sorry guys, Juventus is on the bubble of the super teams. Okay? They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players. 9 players. Barcelona, I told you guys from the jump, based off the top 50, that they were a super team, and that continues on because look, they have in order, right? In order as I count them, they got the second rank, 8th, 25th, 30th, 32nd, 43rd, 44th, 47th, 49th, all in the top 50. And then they got Vidal at 83, which I think is I think that's a disrespectful rating. But nonetheless, look at all those players in the top 50 alone, and then one player outside of the top 50. Barcelona is a super team because of the quality and the quantity. Okay? Juventus is on the bubble because of the quantity, not necessarily the quality. Okay? Now, PSG. They were considered a super team because they had 5 players in the top 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Verratti is added there with being in the top, now being within the top 70. But see, now with that information, you're like, So they only have 6 players in the top 100. And you look at Juventus, who have, what would I say, 9 in the top 100? See how this is kind of playing out, viewers? You have to then you have to really look at the rankings themselves. And because PSG still had 5 players in the top 50, I'm considering them, again, because it's a video game, I'm considering them a super team because of the quality. They don't have the quantity as Barca, but they have the quality. All right. Now Real Madrid, I told you from the jump. Yes, Game Toronto. Yes, Buffon is a beast. But even before that, I would have considered them a super team. But absolutely right. Real Madrid. I'm sorry. PSG with Buffon makes them very dangerous. Real Madrid now, look at this. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. An actual starting 11 in the top 100. Real Madrid right off the jump. I know they lost Cristiano Ronaldo. I know that. Yeah. Cry me a river. They're still a super team. Okay, they may not have the absolute perfect quality in Cristiano Ronaldo where you can get the ball to him pretty much no matter anywhere in the top 18 and get a goal, but they're still very good. That's a super team. Okay, quantity, quality, they got it. Okay, now here's where it gets interesting, viewers. Man City. I told you Man City, based off of the top 50, they were not a super team. Now, when we look at them with more data, however you want to say it, and we count the number of players in the top 100, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 players in the top 100. And then when you take a final look at the actual quality of those 10, you've got the 99th player in Mahrez. You got Sterling at 97. Pure disrespect because that man's a beast. FIFA better start giving that man his respect, his ratings. But we got Sterling, we got Company, Fernandinho, Sané, Ederson, Otamendi, Silva, Aguero, De Bruyne. Quality across the board. But when I look at like the actual rankings of these players, and I kind of fine tune it, the same thing that I was doing with Juventus. All right, based on the top 50, not considered a super team. Within the 100, I'm gonna have to consider them a super team. there's still going to be a differentiation between the best teams. But if we're going to put a group of supers. Okay, Man City's on that bubble. Man City's on that bubble. If they were an outright super team in the top 50, as well as the top 100, I'd say no question. But they're not even close to being a super team in the top 50. They're on the bubble with the 100. That's why I got that information. Chill out, Game Toronto. Chill out. Now Chelsea, very good team. And sorry about this, viewers. I meant to see. I should have had my intern work tonight. Let me go back. So I showed you Juventus. I showed you guys Juventus. Yo, there's some tunes right now. Look at this. Look at Barcelona. Again, no editing, but you look at when you have players at 91, 94. That's the difference. You got a goalie with no stars at 89. You know what I mean? Busquets 88, Coutinho 88, Rakitic 80. Like, look at the quality across the board, and then even when you look at their bench, right? So Barcelona's absolutely a super team. They were a super team in the top 50 because the number of players in the top 50 were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 players in the top 50. They're a super team. Okay? They're an absolute super team. Look at the guys in the reserve, an 83 in the reserve. Wow. Super team, viewers. Super team. PSG. Show you guys PSG. Alright, let's look at PSG. Oh my goodness. Di Maria 84, Cavani 89, Mbappe 87, Neymar 92. Oh my gosh. Verratti 86, Silva 88. Look at that team, man. And let's look at the bench. Let's look at the bench real quick. Again, no editing with the bench, but they got Buffon on the bench. I don't know why. They have a backup keeper at 81? It's ridiculous. Yeah, they got quality across the board. But the number of players in the top 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't put, again, if it was top 50, Vader Games is telling you PSG is a super team. But with more data, with more information, and then considering all the other quality that these other teams have, I'm going to, again, if I'm going to be comparing PSG to a Juventus or a Man City, I'm going to say that Man City and Juventus are better teams, are better stacked, are more stacked teams than the PSG. Okay? I'm going to have to give them that. I told you guys, I already talked about Real Madrid. I'm not going to do that. Do I need to? Let me show you guys. Let me show you what it looks like on screen, though. Let me show you what it looks like on screen. Because this is insane. This is insane. And then after this, viewers, hit that follow button. Stay tuned because I'm going to play some matches against the fellas. So you saw. I mean, let me actually back up right here because that's the one thing that players are going to overlook, right? They're going to look. Well, the attack's only 84. Yeah, the attack's 84. You lost Cristiano Ronaldo. That usually would have bumped that up to an 87, 88. But that midfield is disgusting. Look at that midfield. 90, 91, 88. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. So that's and again, I told you in the top 50, Real Madrid is absolutely a super team. Let's look at the quality everywhere. Quality at strikers, wingers, midfield 100%. At defense, you got Ramos at 91, Teeth, Marcelo 88. That man's a problem. Can't hate. You got a backup. You got your starting goalkeeper at 90, and then you got your backup 87. Look at the quality everywhere, man. Real Madrid's a super team. Real Madrid is absolutely a super team. Alright. Now we got Man City. Let me show you guys Man City real quick. Oh, I went too far. Actually, that was easier just doing that. So by default, you got an 89 at Aguero. You got an 89 at Silva and a 91 at De Bruyne. Those are the guys. Those are the guys that are killing it in the top 50. Then you got Otamendi at 63, Ederson at 66, Sané 70, Fernandinho 72, Vincent Kompany 88, Raheem Sterling at 97. Pure disrespect. That man's a beast. Give him his ratings. And Mahrez. Even when you look at the quality, there's so... Look at the 88, 97, 99. Like, just squeaking in that top 100. Just squeaking in. So again, that's why I say they're a bubble super team. Because when you really look at it, like the really strong super teams out there, Real Madrid, Barcelona, shoulders apart from the rest. But then if you want to do super team tier 2, you're gonna have to do the Juventus, the Man Cities. Okay, Chelsea's not a super team, not at all. You guys will not convince me that Chelsea's a super team. Very good group of players. Manage well, they can do some damage. Yo, what it do, Cripsy Cream? Yo, much respect. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you did that thing. To the channel. Always looking to grow the channel. Thanks for tuning in. I'm doing a super team breakdown for the league that I play in. I'm giving some guys some information on which teams they would definitely want to avoid and teams that they want to use if they kind of lack the skills or don't have a fanboy team. So Man City, I moved on from them. I'm talking about Chelsea right now. Chelsea only has three players in the top 100. All right, but they have quality all across the board. So managed well, this team's going to do some damage. But I will not say that Chelsea's a super team. I will not do that. All right. Even when I look at Man U right now on the screen. All right. Even when I look at Man U, thank you guys for tuning in. Even when I look at Man U, and that's a super team breakdown that I'm going through right now. Look at Man U. Quality across the board, guys. 100%. Quality across the board. But they are not a super team. They only have, 5 players in the top 100? 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait. They have 6 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 6 players in the top 100. But they're not a super team. A very good team, again, if we're doing tiers. If we're going to do tiers of super and really, really good. They're in the really, really good teams. They're not a super team. Okay? Oh, why did I do that? Separate. Let's adjust this. Now, Bayern Munich, guys. Bayern Munich. I kid you not. Bayern Munich, I classify them the same way I classify Man City this year. Okay, let me show you why. 90 attack, 85 mid, 85 defense. Oh my goodness! Actually, I'm gonna have to consider that. No, I'm joking. But look. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 players in the top 50. Okay, 4 players in the top 50. But in the top 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 players in the top 100. So again, in past years, they would have easily been considered a super team. They're on a bubble this year. They're kind of transitioning. Players are older. They're not ranked as high as they have been in previous years. And as a result of that, they're in the tier 2. They're not in the top tier. In past years, I would call them. What did I call them? I used to call them Hydra, because the team was ridiculous. There was players everywhere on the field. You couldn't get away from them. But I think they've taken a step back. They're not a super team this year. But they're a very, very good team. I think the only thing lacking is probably but it's no different than past years, right? It's just pace at striker that they don't have. What did they still give? Oh, they slowed down Ribery. They actually slowed him down. What about Robin? I think they slowed down Robin too. So these guys have aged a little bit. They don't quite have the pace that they used to. But I'm sure that players are going to make those changes by inserting this man right here. 90, 5 acceleration. Ridiculous. Ridiculous, viewers. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for dropping the messages. Thanks for the support. Trying to grow this channel slowly but surely. Okay, so that's a surprise, right? It's a surprise that Vader Games is telling the Bayern Munich is not a super team. Past years, they would absolutely be a super team. I can't, if Chalaco's going to be using this team this year, can't really make jokes about him using the super team like I did in past years. But it'd be interesting to see if players stay with this team, knowing how they've kind of dropped and don't quite have the pace that they used to. All right, so Bayern Munich's not a super team. So right now, as it stands, I really told you that the 2 super teams. Oh, this is a tune right here. I really told you that the 2 super teams are Real Madrid and Barcelona, like outright. But then I'm gonna have a tier 2, which I would definitely consider Juventus, Man City, and because of the drop in quantity, PSG is in that group as well. So my 2 super teams right now, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and then we're gonna have a really strong pocket of like 4 or 5 teams that are really good in that tier 2 grouping. All right, let me show you. Let me show you Atletico Madrid. This girl's crazy. All right, so let's look at this right now. So top 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 players in the top 100. This guy's disgusting. 88 acceleration, 85 sprint speed. Is he that fast? Is he that fast? Look at his ratings. He marks better than Cristiano Ronaldo. 62 strength. That's a little too high, I think. But we got him. He's disgusting. There's quality all across the board. Look at that. 90 at defense, 90 at goalie. Defense is going to be tough to break down. I already know. I'm not going to spoil it. But I already know of a player from last year that's no longer using a team that his team from last year that wants to use this Atletico Madrid team. All right. All I'm going to say is that this player had his championships when he played me last year. He had his championships when he played me last year and got a lucky win. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so we got Atletico Madrid. Let me wrap this up real quick. Atletico Madrid is not a super team. I'm going to show you guys Tottenham. Just FYI, since I'm on the team right now, Arsenal is not a super team. They are not a super team. Oh, let me go back. 89 attack, that's very high. 83 in mid, 82 at defense. It's not very strong, but a very good team. Quality all across the board. Kane at 89. You got Ali, Dembele, 84. Ericsson, 88. Son. Yeah, Son at 84. Lauris at 88. All right, so the top 100, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not a super team. Tottenham's not a super team. Let me show you guys real quick. Liverpool. 85 attack, 82 mid, 81 defense. Again, quality. Mane, Firmino, Salah, disgusting. That's a serious attack. Defense, Van Dijk is a beast. Allison, 85? I didn't realize he was that good. But they got quality all across the board. Even coming off from the bench, we got Bambino, Henderson. You know what I mean? That's the problem. Even Sturridge. But Liverpool's not a super team. Again, very good team. I'd put them more kind of like in the tier 3. So we got super teams, Barca, Real. Then you got the kind of like the tier 2, the Man Cities, the Juventus, the PSGs, the Atletico Madrids. And then you'll also have the Liverpools. Oh, I forgot to put the Spurs in the mix too. All right. I'm not going to show you these teams with only the singular players. So we got Milan. That's a very good team. Inter is going to be a very good team. Inter's actually got 4 players. 1, 2, 3, 4 players in the top 100. Napoli, 1, 2, 3, 4 players in the top 100. But they're not a super team. Some very good teams. And then we got some single offs. So we got some singles. All right. And Iniesta's still doing his thing. Arsenal's got 2 players in the top 100. Lazio's got 2 players in the top 100. And then we got singles. Until we get to Roma. Roma, another very good team, but not a super team. Not even close. But they got 2 players in the top 100. So that's my super team breakdown, guys. Like, thanks for chiming in with some of the comments. But like I said from the jump, I knew you guys were going to be surprised with how my super team breakdown was, because in previous years it's included 3 teams, and the main teams have been Real, Barca, and Bayern Munich. This time around, Bayern Munich's had a dip, and because of that, they've dropped out of my super team consideration. But it's very clear, and I've had this conversation with a couple people on my broadcast before. I've had some comments, some DMs in terms of like exchanging some points of view. To be a super team, you have to be elite. You have to be distinguished, and I only see that with 2 teams. And then I see a solid, tight pack of really good teams. I'm excluding real life. I'm not talking about real life, but based off of the game, I got to tell you, based off of in the game, I got to tell you that Juventus, PSG, Man City, Manchester United, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, Tottenham Spurs, Liverpool, that's a different pocket of teams, of very, very good teams, but not super teams. So right now, viewers, you heard it here on Vader Games, the channel. The only super teams, there's only 2 super teams, Real Madrid and Barcelona. All right, take that for what you want. We can have the conversation. I'm going to shut it down and play some games against my boys. Much respect. Good looking out. I'm going to switch up this broadcast.